About the meaning of maturity. Maturity begins when you stop saying to yourself, "That's enough," and start saying, "It must change." Oprah Winfrey. Maturity is not when you start speaking big things, it's when you start understanding small things. Maturity is when you stop living in the past and worrying about the future, and start living in the present. Look at yourself before criticizing others. Marcus Aurelius. Maturity is realizing how many things don't require your comment. Rachel Wolchin. About the process of maturity. Maturity is when you understand that your life is your responsibility. Solomon Ortiz. Maturity is when you stop chasing the wrong things and start cherishing what you have. Maturity is when you stop feeling sorry for yourself and start making the most out of your life. Maturity comes when you stop making excuses and start making changes. Maturity is not measured by age, it's an attitude built by experience. About self-control and self-management. Maturity begins when you can sense your concern for others outweighing your concern for yourself. Control is not about suppressing your emotions, it's about understanding and managing them. Self-control is strength, calmness is mastery. You have to get to a point where your mood doesn't shift based on the insignificant actions of someone else. Maturity is when you have the power to destroy someone who did you wrong, but instead, you breathe, walk away, and let karma deal with them. Maturity is learning to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, self-respect, values, morals, or self-worth. About learning and creativity. Maturity is the ability to think, speak, and act your feelings within the bounds of dignity. Samuel Ullman. Maturity is when you accept that you'll never be the smartest person in the room, but you'll always strive to learn from the smartest person in the room. Maturity is when you stop complaining and making excuses and start making changes. Roy T. Bennett. The measure of intelligence is the ability to change. Albert Einstein. Maturity is when you learn to let go when you should and hold on when you must. Facing challenges and failures. Maturity is when you stop whining and start finding solutions. Maturity is not measured by how much you have faced, but by how you faced it. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that something else is more important than fear. Ambrose Ratmoon. Maturity is when you stop complaining about others and take responsibility for your actions. Maturity is when you stop making excuses and start making progress. Self-reflection and self-responsibility. Maturity begins when we're content to feel we're right about something, without feeling the necessity to prove someone else wrong. Sidney J. Harris. Maturity is the ability to reap without apology, and not complain when things don't go well. Jin Wan. Maturity is when you take responsibility for your actions, learn from your mistakes, and understand that you can't blame others for your choices. Maturity is when you realize that you are responsible for your life. The first step toward change is awareness. The second step is acceptance. Nathaniel Brandon. Confidence and self-worth. Maturity is when you know you're enough, even if others don't see your worth. Confidence is not "they will like me." Confidence is "I'll be fine if they don't." Confidence is not arrogance, it's just being comfortable with who you are. Unknown. Maturity is when you understand that you are deserving of happiness and success. Believe in yourself and your worth. You are worthy of love and respect. Love and respect for others. Maturity is when you respect everyone, even those who don't respect you. Respect for others starts with self-respect. Naomi Judd. Empathy is the highest form of maturity. Brian Tracy. Maturity is when you understand that you can't control others, but you can control how you treat them. Family isn't about whose blood, it's about who's willing to hold your hand when you need it the most. Jodi Picoult. Focus and time management. Maturity is when you can focus on your goals and manage your time effectively. Time is your most precious asset. Use it wisely. Harvey Mattei. Focus on your strengths. That's the key to success. Tom Clancy. Maturity is when you understand how to prioritize work and life. Set your goals and work diligently to achieve them. Self-discipline. Maturity is when you have the ability to discipline yourself and not get swept away by the current. Take control of your life before life takes control of you. Bob Proctor. Maturity is when you realize that you are the one who decides the course of your life. Self-control is how you control your life, not how life controls you. Become a lifelong learner. Unknown. persistence, and creating a positive environment. Maturity is when you have the patience to keep going and never give up on your goals. Automatically create positivity around you, and you'll witness your own growth. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. Calvin Coolidge. Be the change you want to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Maturity is when you realize that you have the power to change your life and the lives of others. Freedom and self-determination. Maturity is when you know how to live freely and not be bound by others. Freedom is not about others, it's about your own mindset. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Live life on your terms, not based on someone else's expectations. Maturity is when you understand that you have the power to determine your own life. Freedom is the ability to choose, and maturity is knowing how to exercise that freedom. Awareness and vision. Maturity is when you have a vision and an awareness of your purpose. Vision is not what you see, it's what you feel. Helen Keller. Maturity is when you realize that you have the ability to change the world around you. Examine how you live, and live the way you want to. Seneca. Maturity is when you realize that you are the creator of your life. Humility and self-awareness. Maturity is when you are humble and not arrogant. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. C.S. Lewis. Maturity is when you understand that you still have a lot to learn and grow from. Self-awareness is the first step to personal growth. Daniel Goleman. Maturity is when you realize that you are not the center of the universe, but you have a significant impact on it.